What do you reckon? Do you reckon we'll be able to fill this in before winter time comes? Odds on. Let me know in the comments what you think. But today we're doing a renovation on this couch lawn here if you're in the States. Bermuda lawn. Couch, yeah I know couch is a different word when you're in the States. But anyway, continue on. So we've had a whole process with this thing. Used to be kaiku, changed it into couch grass. Kaiku's been coming back in, so we've gotten rid of the kaiku with tribute. It's working very, very well, as you guys seen over the previous weeks. But now I need this thing to fill in. So last week put some Dominate out, our granular fertilizer, and it is looking lush, and it's actually pushed the kaiku to die more and more, as we can see through this area here. But today we're doing a reno. So let's get into it. Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. So today is reno day, well, sort of. We've come out to do it, and the ground, unfortunately, is rock hard, like super duper hard. Let me show you. Look at this. Look out. This is just next level. This is not ideal to get a corer machine in. You can see Josh is coming up with the corer now, and we were going to do reno today to try and punch some holes in it, just to aerate it, because as you can see, it's compacted, and just breathe some new life into this area. So if you're new to lawn care and you're not sure what a lawn renovation is, why we do it, biggest thing is get rid of the compaction in your soil so your lawn can breathe properly, take in nutrients and water. You also like to pair a top dress alongside it to help your lawn level out and also help it creep sideways. If you've got some bare patches, we usually use sand. And then sometimes we like to do a dethatch if your lawn is like a little bit spongy, soft underfoot, and thatch basically means that nutrients aren't going to get past your leaf surface. It's going to sit above the soil, and you're not going to get anything down to your soil either, so it's not going to take in water properly, take in your nutrients properly. So we don't need dethatch today because this lawn was only sown in December, so 3 months ago. Not really any thatch in this at all, because you can basically see straight down to the soil. The only brown stuff is the dead kaiku, which, you know, when we pick it up with a mower, it'll be gone. But we want this thing to start spreading, and it's just not going to happen with how compacted it is here, unfortunately. This year we didn't do a renovation in spring because we were doing irrigation, getting ready to put seed out, just prepping the area. So we're doing a late season one, which is fine. You just got to make sure give yourself a month before you start getting frost and freezing cold weather. But we've got the aerator here. Thanks to the boys from Ecoscapes Lawns and Gardens, that's where Josh used to work. They've allowed us to borrow this aerator out. They do like lawn renovations and stuff around town, so if you want to reach out to them, reach out to them. So the problem is, we'll show you in a second what happens when your lawn is so compacted that the aerator doesn't pull any holes out of the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to put out some wetting agent today, and some seaweed too, just because we put seaweed whenever we're putting most things out, because it's great for your root system and for your soil too. But give it a massive deep water today so we get this ground really, really soft down to about that 100 mil where the core's going to go in, soften up the ground a little bit so we pull out better cores. But let's just show you how it goes when the ground is uber compacted. So as you can see, that's not even getting an inch into the ground, and that's just open bare soil there. There's even a bit of sand there, so it's basically just going to the sand that we top dress with not that long ago. That should be pulling out a pork core, like, is it nearly 100 mil these go? Oh, it should be going at least that sort of depth. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Look at that difference straight away. Like, that is so much better, so much healthier for the lawn. I mean, there's actually a bit of moisture in that too, because it's held moisture under the tree a bit more. But that's what we want on the whole area, just so when we are punching cores in, obviously our root system will actually go that low and we get rid of all that compaction. So that's why we stress so much you need to water your lawn quite a bit a couple of days before doing a reno. It's just so you actually get proper cores coming out of the ground, you're not wasting your money on a machine that's going to do nothing.
Doing a good job there.
Look at that.
That's cool.
We'll put some wetter out, a little bit of seaweed, give it a nice deep water now, like probably give it like an hour and a half, just to make sure it really soaks in, and then come back tomorrow. Unfortunately, not going to get this done today. Right, we are back. So we gave it 3 hours of water yesterday, because it really needed to soak it in. So let's chuck some screwdrivers in and see how it's going. So before this was compacted, you guys saw it. Well, that's a tine. Yeah, chuck her in, mate. Yeah, okay, no, there was no way I was doing that before.
Easy.
Out. Yeah, so this is why wetting agent, and a bit of water make a big difference. Now let's go test on a spot we didn't put wetting agent. Yeah, look at that. So we had rain this morning, that's why it looks a little bit wet around here. Yeah, look at that difference. So, definitely worth it. So we should pull some good cores out now. A little bit of moisture too will hold those cores together. Too much moisture, then you won't actually pull the cores out. So you got to make sure you're careful with it. So try and water the morning before you do your aeration. Get these cores out to get some oxygen back down in here. Pretty good job. Even the spots that were not pushing in yesterday are not as good as the other areas, like, oh, it's come down to your knuckle.
Pretty well. I think it just wasn't pulling out any plugs because there's no roots there.
Yeah, but look, I got down to my second knuckle there, and that spot that was the worst. Up here where it's like already pretty dang good, getting down. Oh no, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I think it's just not
maybe tiniest bit lower here, but pretty similar, which is ideal. Well, it's not pulling the plugs because the
there's no roots.
There's no root system. But these plugs, yeah, it is beautiful. We've found recently, just doing kelp and wetter, man, it makes the lawn shine. Look how dark green this is this morning. Like, it's looking good. I mean, we put Dominate out last week too, so that extra water just would help a bit of that kick in, make it look healthy, but it's looking good. So it's going to be great for compaction. Now we just have to wait for it to dry out. We'll come back and pick it up with the mower, or we'll push it off with a lawn level or something. So, see you in a minute. Right, we're back. It's been 2 hours. They've dried out enough now. They'll be able to do it. Still a little bit wet, but they're crumbling up nicely and not too sticky. So, I'm going to pick it up today just with the mower, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, we'll just get the lawn level out, push them into pile, shovel them up, you know, the manual way. Right, Josh's going to put some of those cores just in these real bare spots because they've got some, obviously it's cooch, it's got runners, roots, everything. So it's going to be watering it because we're going to get the repair. Some of that should technically plant down. So that's all done. Did a pretty good job in the end. We end up having to manually rake a lot of it off, which is pretty normal. I did that in the golf course back in the day too. So next step now is to top dress this. Now the main reason we're top dressing is to level it because it's quite unlevel in a lot of spots. Just parts of sunk where the irrigation was, a lot of problem areas here and there, like for example just here, a little bit of a dip just there, and through the middle and stuff too. Fill the core holes up too, but mostly for leveling today for us. A lot of guys do a late season reno and don't even use sand or anything or top dress. They just core aerate, scalp back a little bit and fertilize it. You can choose to do what you want to do in that sense, but it does set you up for a very good winter. It allows your lawn not to get waterlogged and just look a little bit healthier too. But the main reason for us is to get this thing spreading, filling in, get rid of some of that compaction which was causing problems. Otherwise I wouldn't have done it this late in the season if there was no issues with the lawn at this point in time. So, but again, putting sand in not only helps level, but allows nutrients to drop down quickly into those core holes, allows for a little bit better drainage too. So root system just shoots that little bit deeper when it's dropping down and searching for water. Anyway, let's get it out. So this sand we're using today is, actually this is USGA, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, that's right. We bought heaps of this. It's getting pretty low, so we're just shoveling it out. We're not using the excavator today. It would be handy, or the skiddy, but it's getting just a little bit low. Sometimes we actually work. So when it comes to choosing your sand, I mean, if you can get USGA spec sand 90, 10, 80, 20, that would be ideal. The 80 is 80, the 80 is the sand, then 20% organic soil, or just organics. You like to get something that's not too fine, not too coarse, sort of in between just so it drains well, doesn't clump up like clay too much, and then it doesn't let water through too quickly when it's too coarse. So got to get a good balance of both. But this stuff is going to be great, and it's nice and dry too, which is going to be ideal. So when you're putting sand out, you usually want to get about a cube of soil or sand per 100 square meters. That's the best way to measure it out. Don't get it in ton, because it can be wet one day, it can be dry one day. So make sure you get yourself a cube. That's if you want to go 10 mil thickness over your whole lawn. You can go less, like you could do one and a half cube, no sorry, half a cube, 100 square meters. That'd just be a light top dress though. If you want to go a little bit heavier, fill those core holes in properly. Go around a cube, maybe 3/4 you get lucky with if you want to, if you're not too stressed about leveling the whole area. But couch grass, kaiku, you can cover the thing completely. So if we'd scalp this, it'd basically be covered down, which would be good because it'll just grow straight through and it gets it nice and level. We've got a bit of leaf here so it doesn't look like there's as much sand as there is, but there is quite a bit of sand here if we have a look. And the good thing is it's getting down and it's filling in all of those core holes through here, which is one of the main goals of today, and then leveling out some of the spots that were humpy bumpy, because last week when I was using the cylinder mower, just over certain spots I could feel it just jumping up and down and juddering, so this should fix a lot of it. And the easiest way to level is using one of these tools here, one of these lawn levels. So it just pushes your sand around nicely, helps it drop into the holes and gives you a nice even level spread across your whole yard. So very nice, baby. So if you were doing a reno from start to finish, which we kind of almost are, we're just missing basically the scalping, the scarifying, and then the fertilizer at the end, because we did a fertilize a week ago with our Dominate fertilizer, a bit of nitrogen just to push that growth. But as I've said today, this isn't to set it up for the season. Well, it is, it's to set it up for winter, so it's similar, but normally you do this in springtime with warm season grass, like when you're starting to come out of dormancy, whereas with cool season grass, this is actually the perfect time to do it. So if you've got ryegrass, Kentucky bluegrass, fescue, it's a great time to do exactly what we've done today. You can cut it down a little bit lower and scalp it back a bit, but then you can also overseed too if you've got some bare patches. Whereas with cooch, kaiku, buffalo, zoysia, you don't need to overseed, you just let your lawn creep. And that's another reason why we put sand out, is because you've got loose soil now. Here, like that cooch will actually naturally spread into those areas like that where the sand is, because it's nice and loose and allowing it to spread naturally, which is why the fertilizer helps when you're doing a renovation. Helps it repair after it's stressed it out a little bit, and also helps it spread into those bare spots and get things going. Well, we're all done. As I said, if you're gonna fertilize, you'd fertilize now, then water it in. We've got rain coming this Arvo, so we might actually not water it. Yeah. Oh, true. It is a little bit stressed. We've got like 10 to 20 mil coming, so that'd be perfect. Just as long as it doesn't wash the sand off the surface, we should be fine. It's not that heavy, supposedly. Because we've got lots of loose soil and sand, and we've got a big slope there, which is why it's always struggled down that side. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something from that, and we'll keep you guys updated how this is progressing along the way. We'll see you in the next vid. See ya. See you, mate. Bye. See you, mate. See you. See you.